For decades, Penn State Wilkes-Barre has been a gateway to higher education in Luzerne-County, all possible due to the generosity of a local family. But now that campus and 6 other branch campuses are set to close by 2027 as the university cites financial strain and declining enrollment. Action 16's Melissa Steiniger investigates why many students and neighbors of Penn State Wilkes-Barre say numbers don't tell the whole story.
This fall semester, Penn State University's Wilkes-Barre campus is quiet. While classes are still in session, there's an uncertainty that lingers over the halls.
I wanted to graduate here. Now I have to transfer after this year to a different university just to make sure all my credits transfer over.
The campus in Luzerne County's Back Mountain is one of 7 Commonwealth campuses within the Penn State University system expected to close in the next 2 years. The university says it's a decision made solely off the numbers, as enrollment at Penn State Wilkes-Barre dropped by about 40% in the last decade, with roughly 300 students currently enrolled.
We heard all of the rumors. We knew it was coming before the official email was sent out because there was information that was leaked. I think that was completely unfair. I think the way that University Park is handling it is completely unfair. And I don't think there's enough representation of the Commonwealth campuses right now at UP.
But for many here on the Wilkes-Barre campus, they say the math doesn't add up. According to University Park, Penn State President Neely Benapudi recently received a nearly 50% pay raise, bringing her yearly salary to $1.4 million, making her the second highest paid public university president in the country. Penn State is one of the largest public universities in the United States, with nearly 90,000 students across all campuses. The university calls the raise, quote, recognition of her leadership during one of the most challenging times during higher education.
I think there's a lot of students who could benefit more from that than she can. I think she makes enough already as it is.
I wish it was kind of like that salary could have been to our campus for the next few years, but at the same time, money's money, but I do have a lot of mixed feelings about it, but at the same time, that money could have just came to us.
Students call Bendapudi's salary increase a slap in the face as the university decides to invest elsewhere. A $700 million renovation is currently underway at Beaver Stadium as regional campuses close their doors.
Why couldn't that money come to us? I mean, you want to keep it where these kids want to get an education. Why can't you just give a little bit of that money to us?
However, officials at University Park say the funds for the stadium renovation cannot be used elsewhere. In a statement, the university says, quote, Penn State Athletics is one of a handful of self-sustaining intercollegiate athletic departments nationwide, which means the department's revenues are equal to or exceed its operating cost. The budget is completely separate from the university's budget, and Beaver Stadium Revitalization Project will be paid for entirely by intercollegiate athletics, using no tuition dollars or funding from the educational budget. It's that same budget that will be paying Coach James Franklin's $50 million buyout.
I can't imagine that this small campus would make such a dent. It seems as though it would be a drop in the sea. And I just think this is so necessary to our community and to the people who live here. And some of their programs are irreplaceable.
The Penn State Wilkes-Barre campus holds one of the only surveying programs across the country, and the only one within Penn State's footprint. Gabby Avila is a junior in this program and says students come from coast to coast for this major.
We don't know what is going to happen to the program yet. There's a lot of talk about where we're going to move to, but we don't have anything set in stone from anyone yet, so that's a little bit scary. I will be done, but of course there's incoming freshmen, and then I also don't want to see this program die. I think it's a great program. We are in need of surveyors.
But for other students, it's not just about a program. It's about the environment and the accessibility it provides.
I have autism. I don't like a lot of crowded places. I like how small this campus is. I like how close I am with a lot of these teachers, and how close I got with some students here. Where you go to U Park, 300 kids a class, that's a lot of people.
And on this particular campus, those who live nearby and walk it nearly every day say it's history and generosity that'll be lost.
It just doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem as though they're in there for the right business. This was originally granted to Penn State University to become an educational foundation for this area, and I strongly feel as though that's what it should be kept to be.
Back in the 1960s, long before the campus faced closure, Richard Robinson, the nephew and adopted son of John and Bertha Cunningham, gifted 40 acres of land to Penn State. His vision, to give students in northeastern Pennsylvania a place to learn closer to home. And at the time, enrollment was growing fast, and the Commonwealth campus had outgrown its space in downtown Wilkes-Barre.
This land belonged to my grandfather's brother and his wife, who built the Hayfield House, which is now the main building at Penn State.
Today, Will Cunningham, the great-nephew of John and Bertha, still lives across the road. His family purchased John and Bertha's farm decades ago, keeping the history close.
My great-uncle's father was a broker of anthracite in the 19th century, and he did very well. But my father said he married up. He married this daughter of a Philadelphia financier who was in the same circle as J.P. Morgan, who attended their wedding.
A nod to that wealth, and the family's history still lives on through the Hayfield House. It sits prominently on campus, now classrooms and offices, but still bears the grandeur with 14-karat gold bathroom fixtures and stained glass windows from a Paris cathedral.
Nobody wanted that house. You know, it's gargantuan. You know, it was built at a time when coal was cheap. You know, no energy is cheap anymore.
But the future of these historic halls is still up in the air. Penn State says it's still in the very early stages of deciding what to do with the grounds of the Wilkes-Barre campus. It says it's working with local, state, and federal officials on how the property can support local needs and economic development. Cunningham hopes that whatever happens, it honors the gift that started it all.
But I would like to see a suitable successor, whether it's an educational institution or, you know, a retirement community, nursing home retirement community might be an option. Vocational education, you know, might be an option. But I have no idea what's going to become of it.
And for the students who still walk these grounds built off generosity, Penn State Wilkes-Barre continues to grow quieter as its time ticks away.
It's almost as if we don't matter. It's almost as if the small rural areas in Pennsylvania do not matter the way that the big University Park does or the other big Commonwealth campuses do.
It's that silence that students say is incredibly loud. Melissa Steininger, Newswatch 16, Luzerne County.